Hi, I'm Julie Mirpuri, and I am an IFDEN ambassador. I work at UT Southwestern as a physician scientist. I take care of preterm babies, and I also have a lab where I study the microbes that are in your intestine. However, today I want to focus on Dr. Kirsten.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Tulchin-Francis. I'm the Director of Movement Science at Scottish Rite for Children here in Dallas, and also a professor at UT Southwestern. And my lab understands how people move, so particularly kids with different movement disorders. We want to understand how they move and how our doctors can help them move better.
So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how angles exist and how you move and where they are. So can you tell us a little bit about that gadget that you're holding in your hands?
Sure. So most kids are familiar with a protractor. It kind of looks like a half moon. Well, this is kind of like a medical protractor in a way. It's called a goingometer. And it's the same thing. It has two arms that you line up across two objects or two lines that you want to measure. And here in the middle, it has the angles. So it tells us angles, basically.
And where can you buy something like that?
I honestly think I might have just gotten this on Amazon.
Okay, great. So it's something you can easily buy, very easy to use. So tell us about, I haven't taught much about the art of walking. First, how do you use that to actually measure the ankle on your knee, for example?
Sure, so let's look at your knee. So if I have my goingometer, what I'm going to want to do is put one arm along the lower part of her leg and the other arm along the upper part of her leg. And the little circle right in the middle, right at the knee joint. So just like this, and then I can look and I can see that that is about 160 degrees.
And can you walk us through, that's a pun, no pun intended,
no pun intended,
a little bit about how you walk and the angles that are involved?
Sure. So when you first land, what position is your leg in? It's out in front of you, right? And your knee is usually just about straight. And that's to help you take a longer step. And the very first thing you do when you lower your foot to the ground is bend your knee, right? So if I look at this, the knee is actually bent, it's about 15 degrees. So if I call straight 0, then your knees are bent about 15 degrees at that point. And then as you continue walking and you step forward, your knee goes straight again, and then your foot comes off the ground, and you swing your leg through. And what happened to your knee when you did that? It bends, right. Yeah. And why do you think it bends?
So that I don't hit the ground?
Exactly. So knee flexion is one way that when we are walking, we eliminate toe drag or stubbing our toe, basically, right? And then when you land again, your foot's out in front of you to take a nice long step.
And then there's situations when you don't walk normally, like if you're wearing ski boots, people say it hurts. Can you tell us a little bit about why?
Yeah, so ski boots are set with your ankles bent forward a little bit, and that's so that you're in a good position when you're skiing, right? But it doesn't move. So when you're walking around in the lodge or anytime when you're on the ski slopes, you're walking like this the whole time. In order to keep your knees, keep your ankles in that position, in that angle, you have to bend your knees. And that puts a lot of stress on those muscles in front of your thigh. So that's when you're at the end of the day, after a long day on the hill, your thigh muscles are really sore.
Oh, that's fascinating. Why don't you kids try it? Try walking like this and you feel, yes, it's definitely, those muscles definitely hurt.
Walk around like that for 30 minutes and see how much it hurts.
Oh boy, and then I have a confession to make. I used to walk on my tippy toes when I was a kid. And how is that bad for you? Because my mom said, don't do that, it's not good for you.
Well, you always want to have a nice flat foot when you're walking, a good pressure distribution. So when you're up on your toes, the area on the ground is really small. And in order to keep your balance, you have to not move around too much, right? So when try walking now on your toes, and let's see what we think what your knee's doing now.
It doesn't bend very much.
It doesn't bend as much, right? And that's because you're trying to keep your center of mass, the point inside your body where all of the body parts are kind of added up together. You want to keep that right over those 2 points of contact on the ground.
Oh, that's fascinating. So how can the kids use this, like just when they're watching people, or even to see how they walk and what angles they use? Yeah,
so really easy things. So you can take your cell phone and just set it up and try walking past in different kinds of modes. So you can walk normally, you walk slow, you can walk fast. Look at how the knee angles change. So when you're walking slowly, do you bend your knee as much? If you're running, how does that happen? What happens to your knee? Does it bend more? Does it ever straighten the whole time? So you can slow the video down and take a look at those angles. Buy one of these if you need to. Even just drawing the angles with an app on your phone can help.
Yeah, that sounds like a great activity. And you know what's actually fascinating? You don't only bend your knees, right? You need your arms to walk. So don't forget to also measure the angles in your arms, because that's something that you can do as well. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for helping me out.
And happy Pi Day.
Happy Pi Day.
Enjoy the activity.
Thanks, guys.